and I have to handle it. Anyone have a good juicy one that you would like to try out?
No, what the heck?
Okay. What's the circumstance on this one?
A parent who carries a lot of baggage, believes that their child never lies and never does anything wrong.
I know this parent.
That they struggle with not red herring and personalizing their text.
When you come in, I didn't know you were coming, so you're going to explode in as you come in.
Okay. Okay, we have a problem here. You cannot believe that shit that those people out there are saying about my kid. My kid says that did not happen. Can you imagine what it feels like when you have a group of people that are bullying my kid every single day, and he says to me that he's going to commit suicide, and it's your fault because you're not protecting him. You are an exclamation. How dare you treat my kid like that? It is your job. I pay for your salary. It is your job to keep my child in class learning, and all you do is sit there and nod your head and you say nothing? What an idiot you are!
First hand of applause. First hand of applause. Mark, she's not coming to the next city with us. When do I trust my gut instinct? If you are afraid, get out. Trust your gut. If you are not physically in danger and you are breathing high, then you have to consider. Charlene and I are going to pick this back up, and I'm going to show you a couple things you could consider doing. How do you influence someone else's breathing? Every time she exhales, when she's talking, she's releasing chemicals of calmness. I know that sounds strange. Every time she inhales, she releases chemicals of fight or flight. Can I, with lots and lots of practice, slow someone's metabolism down? Yes. What I did was, I'm going to pretend this hand is her head, and here's my head. Every time she talked, I moved my head forward. Every time she stopped talking, in order to take a breath, her head comes back, and I got in unison with her. And what I did was, I made sure that she exhaled longer to change the chemicals in her body. Now, can you report the difference in terms of what you experienced?
When you were talking to me and there was no fuel being added.
Yeah, I don't add to it. Yeah. And without the other half of the loop, it's so hard to maintain that. And one of the things you're going to find is parents tend to have, especially females, male parents don't. They need so much help understanding that they feel. But female parents, they have rehearsed at least 5 times what they're going to say. When they come in, if you don't let them do the whole cassette, there's no opening in their hearing. You have to let it go all the way through. Males, sometimes they're just simmering and they don't know why they're so upset. And you actually have to add words to them. You know, if I was in your spot, I would be really, and then you have to say whatever words you think would work. Now, I'm going to see if I can do this again. She's going to, without hitting me too hard with the trowel at the table, we're going to pick it up that she's right here. Please watch my head and watch her head. I am shifting the amount of oxygen she is coming into her body.
How dare you suspend my son? He did not do anything, and if you'd take the time to listen, you would know that he did nothing. All those bullies out there are picking on him every day, and he says that he's going to kill himself, and that is your fault!
She just can't go anywhere after that. But I'm trying to get oxygen into her because this is a human being that is in tremendous pain. I mean, my heart goes out to her. But if I join her in this empathy, we have to go find a third person. And sometimes you want to find a third person. But all I'm doing is I'm shifting like this. Now, were you more aware that time in terms of how you changed? After the
It's hard to
suicide.
put it on a second time.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, I think one of the parts that I found interesting was that you don't step away.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No.
Come in, and often that is a very natural thing to step away when somebody
Yeah.
gets right in your face or in your personal space. So
Yeah.
I noticed that, and that you just don't say anything that I can add to my recording.
Yes, yes. And with only one recording going, and I'm not supporting it, you run out. Every time someone inhales, they release chemicals of fight or flight. Here's an exaggeration. Watch up here. It's called shock. Every time you are shocked, you don't have any resourcefulness. You don't have the oxygen to the brain even to know what to do. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to just ask you just to sit there and breathe. What I'm going to do is I'm only going to talk during your exhale. And every time you start to inhale, I just go silent. And I only talk during your exhale. And what it does, it changes the amount of calmness you have. Because in the most difficult situations, you have to have the most sophisticated set of tools. This is an extreme end, where what I'm doing is I'm shifting the amount of oxygen she's getting in. If I may, a big hand of applause, please. A big hand of applause.
Well, thanks for watching, but we're only scratching the surface. Jump on over to michaelgrinder.com to learn more.